Hello, thanks for joining me today, as always, and giving up your time to have a look at this counselling conversation together with me. I wanted to continue on with the magnificent work that Berne did with transactional analysis and honing down some of the patterns, some of the cycles of behaviour of communication that we can get into ourselves and that also we can be drawn into with others. And it can impact our relationships. This one's called the wooden leg game. And we have to place that in the time, of course, that the work was done, which was in the late 50s and 60s. Nowadays, I suppose the more modern use of it would be, I can't help it. That's just the way I am. So that's your starting point. That's the entry into this process, this cycle of behaviour. So to set the scene, what would you expect from a person with a wooden leg? Now, your immediate reaction might be that you would have some justifications, some expectations, or that you would view the expectations from a slightly different angle because of the preset condition. If we were to then change that into the reality without any preset conditions, we would say you would be able to run marathons, you'd be able to win dance competitions, you would have choices, we would hope, to be able to change the type of leg you work with in order to be able to continue the activity, rock climbing, work, whatever it is. That's the scene setting. We run that back again in more modern language. I can't help it, this is just the way I am. So therefore, why do you expect me to react differently? Why do you expect me to be able to have choices? Why are you expecting me to be able to alter how I interact with you? What do you expect when I can't help it? Because that's the way I am. What that's saying is, it's not my fault. This is just how it is. So it's either a real or an imagined, but more importantly, believed statement of intent. I will always work this way because it's not my fault. This is just how it is. So the payoff, that unintentional running in the background, is that it's collecting a sympathy vote. See, it wasn't my fault with that interaction because I can't help it. And the perceived acceptance of it is that you give kindness back. Oh, okay, I know I shouldn't have done that because I know it sets you off. I shouldn't have done that because I know that you don't like when I do that in response to what you've offered, as you always do. So if they're not challenged by themselves or by others, then that continues. And every interaction begins at the same starting point. I can't help this, it's just the way I am. The same response is therefore always, it's your fault, not mine. The answer to kind of altering the thought pattern with this is, so therefore should I not have any expectations of you because you can only work on autopilot? You have no choices, you have no control, you have no ability to be able to alter how you offer things because you've done it for 50 years. So that means, well, it's a thought pattern, it's just there, it's done, so we all just need to live with it, even though it causes the same arguments, the same hurt. Is that what you're saying? You have no choice, so therefore put up with it. I'm not sure that's actually true, because I do think we all have choices, and I do think that regardless of how long we've had a thought pattern, we can always work with it in some way, find new language, meet in the middle. What can you expect from me when I have no choices? with my predestined hindrance, my predestined entry level. And what can you expect from yourself would be the reply. What can you expect from yourself? What are you saying? That you are the only person in the world who cannot work with thought patterns, who cannot work with the hurt that you cause others by this continual cycle of you just have to put up with it because that's the way I am. What will you allow it to dictate to you in the present, in the here and now? Because that's what you're doing. You're using that as a barrier to excuse behaviour, or you're using it as a barrier for others to look at you in a preset way. And through counselling, that's where we would begin looking. We would look at the point of, why do you need others to genuinely believe it's not your fault, it's a thought pattern that you cannot work or change with, when actually there are, interactions and things that we can do together to help you at least see it and see how it would feel to be caught in that, and how it has an impact on your relationships and on your relationship patterns. That was just our usual flying visit through the wooden leg game, or perhaps a more acceptable entry level of I can't help it, it's just the way I am. So as always, thank you for your time. I'm Tina McDonald. Please like, subscribe, share,